Hello, welcome back to Kim Reads as we continue with Molly's surprises. Chapter 2, Making Surprises. Molly's nose was tickled awake by a spicy smell. She sat up and took a deep breath. Cinnamon, she thought. Mom must be making sticky buns as a surprise for breakfast. Molly grinned. She remembered that Mom had said the night before about making their own surprises. It looked, or rather it smelled, as if Mom's surprises were already off to a delicious start. Molly rolled out of bed and pulled out corduroys and a flannel shirt. They had a nice, soft, easy, vacation-y feeling in them. Molly was ready for something unusual to happen. If only I had a doll, she thought, as she pulled on a pair of thick socks. This is just the kind of day we would have on an adventure together. Maybe we'd pretend to be an ambulance driver or scientists cooking up some interesting concoction. Molly hurried into her shoes. The only concoction that interested her right now was being cooked up downstairs in the kitchen. She better hurry down before Ricky ate up all the sticky buns. She bounced downstairs to the kitchen, but Ricky wasn't there. Good morning, Mom, she said. Where's Ricky? He's already in the living room, said Mrs. McIntyre. He's moving furniture to make room for the Christmas tree. Just as Molly bit down on the warm, sweet bun, Ricky appeared at her elbow. Hurry up and eat that, he said in a businesslike voice. I need you to help me bring up the ornaments. Molly's mouth was too full to answer, so she nodded her head eagerly. Ricky waited impatiently as he chewed and swallowed, gulping some milk and wiping her sticky fingers. Let's go, he commanded. Molly followed Ricky down dark, deep steps to the cellar. There was only one light behind them, a bare bulb hanging at the top of the stairs. Their shadows danced like them, or cheerful ghosts. They seemed to say, here you are at last. We've been waiting all year for you to come down and open this closet. Now the fun can begin. Molly jumped ahead of Ricky and pulled open the closet door. Every Christmas she could remember had begun the same way. Dad would open up the door to the Christmas closet, and say, ho ho, what do we have here? The closet was full of Christmas. It smelled of dry pine needles, mothballs, crushed peppermint canes, and bayberry-scented candles. Bags overflowed with curly-cued ribbons, paper chains, rolls of wrapping toilet paper, and shiny strands of tinsel. Boxes of Christmas tree ornaments were piled on the shaky slacks. They were waiting to be carried upstairs and dusted off, so they could shine in the light and work their Christmas magic again. Molly was glad to see them. She scooped up an armload and held the boxes steady with her chin. Ricky pulled a string of Christmas lights tree off the shelves. I'll take care of this year, he said. Molly was doubtful. No one but Dad had ever handled the lights before. It was a big job. The tangled string of lights looked like a thorny vine. Do you think you can do it? She said. Even Dad has trouble. Don't worry, Fuss Budget. I can figure these out, Ricky said. He slung the loop of lights over his shoulder and marched up the stairs. Molly climbed up the stairs behind him. With every step she took, a bell jingled in one of the boxes she carried. Ho, 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 she said as she jingled the box to make the ring louder. Here comes Christmas. Brad ran to meet her at the top of the stairs. Oh, let me see, he cried. Where's my stocking? Molly lowered a pile of boxes on the floor and knelt to look at them. Hey, look. Brad held up a batter star cut out of cardboard and covered with a wrinkled tinfoil. Here's a star I made last year. Jill sat at the kitchen table, only calling me a sticky bun with a fork. She glanced out of the box scattered out the floor. Oh, honestly, she said. Do you have to haul that stuff out of the basement? Molly looked up. But these are the Christmas tree ornaments. We need them. Jill raised her eyebrows, then turned back to her sticky bun. They're so chunky. I think this year we should only use store-bought balls. None of those homemade ornaments or messy paper chains. No one said anything. Jill touched her lips with her napkin, and I think we should only use blue and red balls and blue and red lights. It'll look patriotic. Molly thought this was a terrible idea, but we don't have any blue and red balls, she said. We don't need many, said Jill. We usually put too much junk on the tree anyway. It'll look elegant with just a few balls. Brad looked down at his simple star. I don't want the tree to look elegant, said Molly. I want it to look just like last year, interrupted Jill. I know. You want always everything to be just like last year, and I'm telling you it just can't be. Ricky put a string of lights on the table. What do you think, Mom? He asked. Mrs. McIntyre put her hands in the pockets of her apron. Well, it would be nice to have an elegant, patriotic tree, but I know I would miss all these old ornaments. They're like old friends. She thought for a moment. How about this? I saw a picture in a magazine of a Christmas tree with a flag on top instead of an angel or star. It looked very patriotic. What if he used all ornaments but put a flag on top of our tree? That would be good, said Brad. Molly looked at Jill. What do you think, Jill? Jill shrugged. Frankly, I don't really care. It was just a suggestion. She stepped over the boxes of ornaments and walked in the sink to watch her plate. Well, said Mom in a cheery voice. That's settled. Brad and I are going downtown today anyway. We'll just add a flag to our shopping list. Right after breakfast, Mom and Brad got to go out. Brad's pockets were so full of pennies he'd save for buying presents that he clanked when he walked. You're like a walking piggy bank, said Jill. As Mrs. McIntyre put on her coat, she said, We'll have lunch in town. We'll be back before Grandma and Grandpa get here with the Christmas tree. No sooner had Mom and Brad disappeared from the sight, the phone rang. Ricky was on his hands and knees trying to untangle the string of lights stretched across the living room. It's probably for you, Jill. It almost always is. Jill picked up the phone. Hello? Oh, hello, Grammy, she said with a smile. No, Mom's not here. She and Brad are shopping. As Ricky and Molly watched, Jill's smile sank into a worried frown. Oh, she said, oh, that's too bad. Can't you get it fixed? Oh, she turned away so they could only see her back. Yes, I'll tell Mom. Well, we'll certainly miss you. No presents have come from Dad yet. I'll tell Mom to call if a box arrives. Well, we're sorry too. Say hello to Grandpa for us. Goodbye, she hung up. What happened? Asked Molly. What's the matter? Jill turned around. They can't come, she said. What? Gasped Ricky and Molly together. Grammy says they have a flat tire. Their spare's too old to use on such a long trip, so they'll have to wait and get the other tire patched. No one can do it until after the weekend, so she repeated grimly, they can't come. Oh no, wailed Molly. She sat down on the floor next to the box of ornaments. Oh boy, what a Christmas, said Ricky glumly. First no Dad, now no Grandma and Grandpa. And no tree, said Molly. No Christmas tree from Grandma and Grandpa's farm. What do we need a tree for anyway? Said Ricky. He kicked a string of lights with his foot. We don't have any presents from Dad to put under it. We have presents from each other, Molly said weakly. Big deal, said Ricky. Mom began to feel as gloomy as she had the night before. I wish Mom was here, she said. Mom couldn't do anything about it, said Ricky. Let's face it. This Christmas is ruined. No one can do anything about it. Molly thought about what Mom told her last night. Mom says we have to rely on ourselves for Christmas. She says we have to make Christmas special this year. What are we supposed to do? Asked Ricky. Make our Christmas tree? Jill had been very quiet, but now she said, we could buy a tree. We could do it ourselves. How? Said Ricky. I only have 25 cents left. I have money, said Jill. But that's your babysitting money, said Molly. I thought you were saying we can get 4. A tree is more important, Jill interrupted. Come on, let's hurry. Let's go to the tree before Mom and Brad get home. Wait a minute, said Molly. She ran upstairs. Ran up to her closet and then ran downstairs. Here, she panted. She showed Jill a lumpy package wrapped in red paper. This was my Christmas present for Brad. It's 50 pennies. We may need it. Jill nodded briskly. Good, she said. Now we have plenty. Jill led the way. Molly and Ricky hurried to catch up. But where are we going to get a tree? Asked Ricky as he stumbled along, trying to button up his jacket. Boy Scouts are selling trees at school, said Jill. Hurry up. The Boy Scouts had created a small forest of pines in the corridor of the school playground. Molly, Jill, walked through slowly, examining each tree carefully. Finally, Jill stopped. This is it, she said. Mom looked at the tree. It was tall, skinny. There was many gaps between the branches. It looked like a cone with most of its teeth missing. This one? She asked, but Ricky jabbed her with his elbow. He pointed to the price tag. Suddenly, Molly understood. This was the only tree they could afford to buy. Jill gave all her babysitting money to the Boy Scouts in charge. Ricky handed him his 25 cents. Molly poured 50 pennies into the Boy Scout's hand. They each grabbed the trunk of the tree and headed home. Well, at least it's not heavy, said Ricky. Molly looked at the tree. It was scrawny, but it had the sharp pine scent that meant Christmas. Molly broke off a needle and bit it. A bitter, piney tang filled her mouth. Let's decorate the tree before Mom and Brad get home, she said. That way it will be a great surprise for them. Jill shook her head. You and your surprises, she said, but Molly could tell Jill was excited too because she began to walk a little faster. The tree bounced with every step. This tree is going to be okay, Molly thought as they hurried home to the pale December sunshine. Mom and Brad will be so surprised. We did it all by ourselves, Molly grinned. I guess Mom was right. All the McIntyres are pretty good at surprises. It was dark before dinner time. Molly and Jill were lying in the living room gazing out through the branches of the decorated Christmas tree. Once it had been decorated, the tree did not look scrawny at all. In fact, Molly thought it looked beautiful. Jill, do you mind that we put all the old ornaments on the tree? She asked. Are you disappointed that it's not elegant? No, said Jill. The tree needed all these ornaments. Besides, I didn't really like the idea of only red and blue balls. I just thought it would be better if the tree looked different this year. She's like, so everything looks the same as last year. It just makes me miss Dad even more. Everything is the same except for one big portable difference. Dad isn't here. Oh, said Molly. I never thought of it that way. She looked up. The color light loomed around the tree. They looked like shining jewels on the green branches. Well, I think this is the most beautiful Christmas tree we ever had. Jill smiled. You say that every year. I know, said Molly. But this year's true. Even Mom said so. Molly and Jill were happily quiet. They were both thinking of when Mom and Brad had come home to the glittering tree. Molly had never seen her mother look so completely surprised. She shivered with pleasure when she recalled Mom's pleased, proud face. You know what, Jill? I'm beginning to think that making a surprise for people is more than getting surprises yourself. Said Jill. Molly couldn't tell if Jill was listening or not, but she went on. I mean, it would be great to get Dad surprises, of course. Jill tapped one of the dangling balls so it was swung back and forth like the pendulum of a clock. How come you're so sure we'll get presents from Dad? Molly was silent for a moment. Should she say out loud the words she had been carrying all around for days? She took a deep breath. Oh, Jill, Molly said. I keep thinking a package will come because if it doesn't, I'm scared it means... She stopped. Jill rolled onto her side and propped her head on her hand. If nothing comes, it means Dad may be hurt or sick or lost. It means maybe he couldn't send any presents. Molly nodded. It was kind of a relief to know that Jill shared the same heavy worry. It's not really the presents I care about, said Molly. I just hope a box or something, even a card or level, will come so we know Dad is okay. I know what you mean, said Jill. I'm worried exactly about the same thing. I bet Mom and Ricky are too. Mom looked up through the tangle of branches. Brad's tinfoil star was near the top of the tree, next to a yellow light. Please let Dad be okay, Molly wished. The tinfoil star seemed to be twinkled just like a real star that was trying to reassure her. Molly wondered if Jill saw it too. And that is the end of that chapter. Thanks for listening.